Good evening and welcome to Trinity Deliverance Church's 40-day soul journey. My name is Sister Thelma Brown, and we're excited to have you, whether you're joining us on Facebook, on YouTube, or right here in the webinar. And I'd like to present to you our host, Apostle Diane Washington. Good evening.
Good evening, Sister Thelma, and to everyone that's here on Facebook with us, and everyone that's in the webinar, and also on YouTube with us. So it's an awesome night. I am excited about our speaker tonight. He's been a friend of mine for a couple of years, and I'm excited about his presentation tonight. So I'm not going to hold up anything, but I do want you guys to know is that if you want to be in the webinar, if you want to upgrade to the VIP, it's only $9.99. And what you need to do is maybe you can't get in tonight, but for the rest of the time, you'll be able to get into the webinar with us, which we're going to be giving away some different things. We're going to be giving away different books and different other things that we're going to be giving away. We're going to be giving away this planner here, which you want to get if you're in business. We gave away a devotional the other night. So anytime that you want to get in there, you need to go ahead. It's the $ and Trinity Deliverance. No church on the end, just Trinity Deliverance. And then email us at TDCVisionCenter at gmail.com and say, hey, I'm in. I want the upgrade. I want to be in the afterglow. You never know what's going to happen in the afterglow. You never know. Some of the speakers come and they give away their books. Some of the speakers come and have extra things for us, but always God shows up. Always God shows up. So you don't want to miss that to be a part of the webinar and everything that we're getting ready to do. I'm going to get out of the way and give it back over to Sister Thelma so she can introduce our speaker for tonight.
All right, thank you, Apostle. Our speaker tonight is Dr. James Pruitt, and I'm just going to tell you a little bit about him. I can. All right. Leadership development has been a hallmark of Dr. James Pruitt, who believes leaders are crafted, formed, chiseled, and molded into greatness. He is a born-again Christian and philanthropist who has committed his life to teaching that abundance is your birthright and greatness is your destiny. Dr. James is unwaveringly committed to fostering spiritual, mental, and financial empowerment in others. With a servant leadership ethos, he passionately guides individuals toward success. Dr. James is an accomplished speaker and trainer, teaching a multitude of entrepreneurs worldwide. His expertise and influence have earned him multiple features in Success from Home magazine, and he was appointed as an ambassador by the United Nations Economic and Social Council at large and intergovernmental bodies. I would like to now, without further ado, present to you Dr. James Pruitt. Dr. Pruitt.
Thank you very much, Thelma, for that wonderful, warm introduction. Wow, that was pretty impressive. I can't wait to hear what I'm going to say after that. I'm just kidding, but thank you very much, Thelma Brown, for that wonderful introduction. And I just want everyone to know just how honored I am to be here, to be a part of the 40-day soul journey. I'm extremely honored to be here. I want to give a special thanks to Pastor Carol and a special thanks to my longtime friend of over 20 years, Apostle Diane Washington. Folks, it is with a humble heart and full of gratitude that I come before you tonight to just share some information with you. I want to just take a moment and welcome all of you all participants who are here tonight on this 40-day soul journey. I want to thank any and all faith leaders that are here, any and all pastors, apostles, bishops, evangelists, ministers, and ministries all over the world. I'm excited to be here before you tonight. And for those of you that are believers, someone told you about this, that you got to take a part of this. And this is a great way to kick off the new year. I want to thank you for being here. Once again, I'm absolutely honored. I want to just begin by saying Happy New Year to everyone. Happy New Year. This is a very special time in all of our lives where we've had a year that just went by, that we learned some things, we had some victories, we had some challenges God has brought us through. And we're going to take those things that we learned from the previous year and we're going to file them away. But we're going to let last year go and we're going to truly embrace with a whole heart and with a heart full of faith the brand new year, knowing that we are creators, created in the image of the ultimate creator, and that we have the ability to make this year exactly how we want it to be. We are unique individuals, unique beings, unlike any other being on the face of the earth. Every other being that's born, whether it's an animal, a fish, a bird, an insect, a beast, anything, they're born to adapt to their environment. You see, we are different in that way. God created us with the ability to create our own environment. With that being said, I want to just say welcome to the brand new year, and I sure hope that you are hopeful for all that you would like to experience this new year. And I'm very excited about that. You know, as we're talking about the new year, the number one thing that people set their goals for, and some people call them resolutions, but the number one thing this year and the number one thing every single year that people aspire for in the new year is to have improved health. Whether they're looking to quit smoking, whether they're looking to stop drinking, whether they're looking to lose weight, whether they want to work out and get in shape and get sexy and fine, or whatever it is that they're looking to improve their health. And with that, since that's the number one thing that people aspire to accomplish in the new year, every year, and this year as well, I want to spend a little time talking about that. We've got some important information that I want to share with you today. And if you're able to, I'd like you to jot a few things down. If you've got a pen and a paper, I'm going to be sharing some information that maybe you might not necessarily are aware of. And we're going to point out some things as well that you might not be aware of, but we're not just going to point out some negatives. We're going to tell you what God has provided and has always been here, but many of us were not exposed to it. We just did not know. And so now that I want to begin by asking you a question. And I want you to think about this question. As a matter of fact, if you're able to, if you're a part of the chat or you're able to give some feedback, I'd like you to type that in there. But I want to ask you this question, and I'd like you to think about this. I want to ask you, do you think an apple today has the same nutritional value as an apple did 50 years ago? And I want you to think about that. An apple today, do you think it has the same nutritional value as an apple did 50 years ago? Now, every time I've asked anybody that question, I get a response back overwhelmingly 100% no. I don't think today's apple has the same nutritional value as an apple did in 1975, 50 years ago. And I want to just ask you if the food or nutrition today is not what it was from God originally designed it. Let's examine why that is. First of all, do you know, if you were to Google how many apples today does it take to equal the nutritional value of an apple 50 years ago, the answer you're going to get is 32. Can you believe that? More than 32 of these apples, 32, to equal the nutritional value of an apple in 1975. And I want to examine, why is that? Why is that? I mean, it's the same thing. It's still an apple. How come an apple 50 years ago, 1975, does not have the same nutritional value as an apple did today? If Apple does today. Not only does it not have the same nutritional value, but an apple today is 1/32nd. 130, it takes 32 of them to equal the nutritional value of one apple 50 years ago. I want to examine that. And what I want to look for is I want to examine what I call the toxic truth. Now, when I say the toxic truth, I'm referring to this. Let me just ask you this. When you go to the doctor, let's say you have an issue that you're going to the doctor for, and the doctor says, if you have this, take that. Or if you have this, take that. But my question to you is, are they really trying to reverse what you have? Have you a total restoration, completely overcoming what the issue is? And I think, again, as I talked about the apples, the answer to that is not really. If you have this, take that, we'll treat the symptoms. If you have this, take that, we'll treat the symptoms and go get the prescription and let the insurance pay for it and come back and the whole gambit of it all. Well, I have a short 2-minute video that I would like to share with you all. And I want to pay close attention. It's not allowing me to share the sound on the video for some reason. I don't know why that is. I see that can I be made the host? Because I'm not able to share the sound on the video as a co-host, whoever's operating the panels. But while you're doing that, I want to just kind of talk a little bit about, let's just think about what's in our food, what's in the air that we're breathing, what's in the water that we're drinking. You see, some of these things nowadays, we're not exactly sure what's in the food, air, and the water. But folks, if you're taking notes and you're utilizing Google, I'd like you to Google something called microplastics. Microplastics are being found in the water that we're drinking. I mean, think about it. The water that we're drinking, what does it come in? It comes in something plastic, right? Well, the meat that you're eating when you go to the grocery store, what is it wrapped in? It's wrapped in plastic. When you go to the fast food or a restaurant and they put your to-go stuff, what do they put it in? They put it in plastic. If you think about when you're driving in your car, whether you have the AC on or the heat on, what is it blowing through? It is blowing through plastic. Can someone make me the host, please, instead of oh, there we go.
You should be all set, sir.
Thank you. I got it there. So I want you to think about that. We're breathing it, we're eating it, we're drinking it. And folks, what this does is it really affects us all the way down to our blood. Now, we all know that the power is in the blood. We know that for a fact. Well, if you think about where the enemy would choose to attack us, it makes sense that he's choosing to attack us right there in the circulatory system of our blood. Life is in the blood. We know this, right? Well, there is something that I want to kind of uncover with that. And let me see if I'm able to share this video. I certainly hope that I am. No, I'm not, but that's okay. We're going to just bypass the videos and just move right on with what we're talking about here. I don't know why that's not working, but don't worry about that. That's okay. So if it's happening with what we're breathing, what we're drinking, and what we're eating, and those microplastics are being found in the circulatory system of our blood, folks, it's affecting us in ways that we don't know. Now, God created the body temple to heal itself. However, with those microplastics and other different things that are in our food, our air, and our water that we're drinking, what it's doing is it's not allowing the body to properly function, to function the way that God designed, the way that God created. But, you know, if we're talking about that, well, what is the solution? You know, Apostle Diane Washington and I were invited to attend a environmental justice and climate change summit with some very important famous people, senators and offspring of presidents. It was a pretty powerful function. And at that function, they were talking about some of the causes of what we're describing to you, some of the causes of the toxins, some of the chemicals, some of the things that go into our soil, into our air, into our food, going through our cattle and through all of this. And, you know, when our turn came up to speak, what we chose to speak about was the evolution of a solution to the pollution that's in our bodies. Now, as I'm talking about this, folks, I want you to know that what I'm sharing with you may sound like this might be something new or something that you haven't really thought about. But I'm here to tell you that what I want to share with you tonight on tonight's broadcast, quite simply, let me see if I can share my screen, quite simply, are health secrets of the super elite that are finally being revealed. Now, when I say health secrets of the super elite that are finally being revealed, I'm talking about health secrets that the royal families have known about for years, that billionaires, rich and famous actors and athletes and heads of state, prime ministers and dignitaries, they've known about what it is that I'm sharing with you for more than 50 years. Now, these health secrets of the super elite that we're going to be sharing on tonight's broadcast, I want you to know that in the process of their creation, they've known about this for so long. How come our people were not made aware of this? When I say our people, I'm talking about the general public, everybody. In other words, it wasn't even available to the general public until recently. But I want to introduce you to a new concept. And it might be new to you, but again, it's not new. It was new to me when I heard about this. And thank goodness it's been a tremendous blessing for me. But the concept, if you're taking notes, I want you to write this down, is called quantum wellness. And a portion inside of quantum wellness is quantum nutrition. Now, I'm going to share with you specifically the definition of what quantum wellness is. And I'd like you to pay close attention to that because quantum wellness, folks, quite simply, is something that every single one of us would like to attain. And here's what I mean when I say that. Let me share my screen and you'll see what I mean. I'm going to read this definition and I'd like you to pay close attention to it. Quite simply, quantum wellness is a holistic approach that focuses on achieving balance at the cellular level, promoting energy flow, and optimizing bodily functions. It uses cutting edge advancements to support and enhance the body's natural healing processes. Again, the body was created to heal itself by addressing the root cause. This is key, not just treating symptoms, but addressing the root cause of health issues. Quantum wellness aims to restore harmony and vitality, leading to improved physical, mental, and emotional health. Now, who wouldn't want that? Improved physical, mental, and emotional health. When integrated into daily routines, the body may experience accelerated healing, improved vitality, and a more balanced state of being. Folks, what we're sharing with you quite simply, again, are those health secrets of the super elite that are finally being revealed. Now, I read the definition of that to you, and quite frankly, don't you agree that every single one of us would want what that is? And when we go to the doctor nowadays, typically they're treating symptoms. However, it's more than that that's going on here, folks. What we're really sharing with you, quite simply, is something, again, that the super elite have known about for quite some time. However, we now have the ability, I'm trying to get this set up. We now have the ability to take advantage of what they've known about for quite some time. So what I want to share with you on this broadcast is Nobel Prizes have been earned in the creation of what I'm sharing with you. It falls in the category of quantum wellness. Quantum wellness, quite simply, folks, is all natural, comes straight from God's garden. It's been here all along. And more than 52 years ago, others, the elite, have known about this and been utilizing this. And let me tell you something. They've been experiencing miraculous recoveries, complete restorations, fully overcoming what it is they had. When I learned about this, I thought to myself, my goodness, I've got to share this with the body of Christ. We've got to share this with believers everywhere, because I know faith leaders that I'm very close with that are good people leading and spreading God's word, but they've got serious health issues. I know people that are wonderful Christians that go faithfully to church, that eat right, live right, do things right, but they're dealing with a serious issue. And maybe it's my age, maybe it's me, but it seems like everybody that I know is either dealing with a health issue or has a loved one that is. When I heard about this, folks, I was moved, absolutely moved to spread this word from the highest mountain to everybody that I could. And I began to call my faith leader friends, my friends who are pastors, who are bishops, who are apostles, who are evangelists, who are ministers. And I began to share with them what the super elite have known about for quite some time. And let me tell you what has happened. I've witnessed full recoveries, complete turnarounds, no longer needing that medication to deal with that, no longer having to get shots in your eyeballs to deal with that issue, no longer having to be on dialysis, no longer having to deal with this, no longer having. I've witnessed myself in my own family, my own friends, people that had certain situations that they were on so many different medications that just because of what I'm sharing with you right now, they no longer need that. And I want you to know that what I'm sharing with you right now, it is not a supplement. It is not a medication. It is not a vitamin. This is what's important to truly understand. Let me explain why I said that. It's not a supplement. Supplements are made synthetically. That means the body doesn't really understand what that is. Typically goes right through you. There may be some additional benefits, but body wasn't designed to understand that. It's not a medication. Medications are man-made, and guess what? They have lots of side effects. As a matter of fact, maybe you're like me and you've seen those commercials on television where there's all these side effects. As a matter of fact, I know good people that are taking medications for the side effect of this and this other medication for the side effect from this medication. That's a fact. Vitamins are good. They're just made synthetically, which means the body doesn't understand. Some absorption happens, but typically 70% goes right through you. So what does the body understand? What is it the body truly responds to? Folks, guess what? You'll never guess. It's nutrition. It's food. The body was designed to get its nutrition from fruits, vegetables, food, herbs, seeds. It says it right there in the word. That's what the body was designed to respond to. So I want to take you back. I want to take you all the way back to, well, almost 100 years ago. You see, 100 years ago, right after the World War I, the Spanish flu plagued the entire planet. The Spanish flu killed between 50 and 100 million people worldwide. Once that happened, the royal families got together and they collaborated with the European government, and their goal was to find the root cause of health issues and disease as we know it. But there was only one caveat. They could only use plants. Plants that grew out of the ground, plants, real plants, nothing else, no chemicals, no synthetic processing, no byproducts, just plants. Folks, they found 44 of the healthiest healing plants God's ever created in the world, 44 of them. And they did something that no one else has been able to do. They got inside of the molecular structure. Listen to me now. Inside of the molecular structure of each of these healing plants to locate, isolate, and extract the healthiest healing molecules from the healthiest plants on earth. Please allow me to say that one more time. They found 44 of the healthiest healing plants on earth, and they were able to do something no one else has been able to do. These quantum physicists got inside the molecular structure of each of these healing plants to locate, isolate, and extract the healthiest healing molecules from the healthiest plants on earth. That process took 30 years. And they put that inside of a spray. That's right, a spray. Now, in the process of doing all of this that I'm describing, Nobel Prizes were earned along the way. Nobel Prizes, more than one, were earned in the process of developing all of this. Now, I want you to keep in mind, folks, this spray has been around for 52 years. I'm going to repeat, the super elite have been using it for quite some time. This spray, please listen carefully. When you spray it under your tongue, it immediately gets into your bloodstream faster than an IV, and it begins to open up those micro vessels, those vessels so tiny that 100 of them can fit inside something the size of a human hair. You see, when you cut your finger, that's not an artery, that's not a vein. That's those little tiny, tiny micro vessels that carry oxygen and nourishment and nutrition, literally the life force of you. By opening up those micro vessels, it allows the body's immune system to raise up in frequency. That's when toxins leave. That's when inflammation leaves. That's when zombie cells, which are damaged cells that contaminate healthy cells, that's when they leave. This spray has been so revolutionary for decade after decade after decade after decade, but only for the super elite that knew about them. This spray looks just like this. And the formula for utilizing that is simply to spray under your tongue 3 times a day, keeping it into your bloodstream, once in the morning, once at night, and anytime throughout the day. By doing that, folks, you begin to create literally a younger you. And I want to explain how. Stay with me now. You may not know this, but let me just give you a quick news flash in about 60 seconds. You see, every 4 months, your body's red blood cells die, and your body produces brand new red blood cells, but they're carbon copies of the blood cells that were already there. So if you're 50 years old, every 4 months, your body's producing brand new 50-year-old red blood cells. Well, what's wrong with that? Well, by the time you're 30 years old, only half of your body's stem cells are now active. And stem cells, quite frankly, are repair cells, healing cells. That's what they are. By the time you're 50, very few of those stem cells are still active. What that means is, I mean, you can understand it. That's why babies heal faster than older folks. Well, if you utilize this spray 3 times a day, 4 pumps, in 4 months, your body starts to produce younger red blood cells with more of your body's natural stem cells, which are repair cells. Remember that definition that I told you about? The body may experience accelerated healing. So what I'm sharing with you is this spray right here. For decades, it's been helping the super elite. And up until just about 5 years ago, it became available on the market. It wasn't even available up until that point. Only the privileged knew about it. And not only is it good for babies and people over 100 years old, it also is good for pets, for animals. Folks, what I'm sharing with you is simply straight from God's garden. It has had an absolute wonderful effect, and I've witnessed it myself, and I'm living proof. Now, I'm describing from you one segment of the 3-pronged strategy that we've seen work so well. And what I'm sharing with you folks right now, the objective is just to establish a biblical alignment for health and vitality and stewardship as part of God's plan. That's what I'm sharing with you right now. That's my objective in doing this. I talked about a three-pronged strategy, and I want you to think about this. The first part is what I've been describing, what's happening on the inside of your body, the inside, increasing the circulatory effectiveness, empowering the body's natural healing process. The body is the miracle, not the spray. It just allows the body to align to that which God created, his design. We know that Leviticus 17:11 says, life of the flesh is in the blood. We know this. So I'm sharing this with you. What's happening on the inside is one part. Well, the second part is what's happening on the outside of your body. What's happening on the inside, what's happening on the outside, and what's happening with your body's frequency. And I want to talk a little bit about that. I've touched on this particular spray and what makes it so effective in working on the inside. It's not new, even though it was new to me, it might be new to you, but the privilege had been using this for more than 52 years. Well, what about the inside? I mean, the inside's important as well, right? Well, yeah, there's something for that too. This is a special cream they call the Miracle Cream. This cream here is really something special. This cream was created for third-degree burn victims because it regrows skin. Let me ask you something right now. What do you know that can regrow skin? This cream right here, when applied topically, right there, topically, right on your skin where you have an issue, penetrates all the layers of the skin, get right down to that blood flow, and begins to have stem cell therapy happening topically on the outside. So you've got the spray working on the inside, you've got the cream working on the outside. And let me tell you something, this cream, obviously it works well for fine lines, wrinkles, razor bump, bug bites, acne, burns, scrapes, scars, lacerations, dark spots, things that pertain to the skin. But don't forget, this is stem cell therapy. What I mean by that is ladies are rubbing this on their belly buttons to regulate their cycles, to ease discomfort from hot flashes and menopause. This cream right here is so powerful, so pure. You can put it on a cracker and eat it. Now, you name another skin cream they recommend that you eat. When you put this on a cracker, we do it all the time, and eat it, it becomes a powerful probiotic, helping with throat issues, esophagus issues, stomach issues, digestive issues, colon issues. So quite simply, you have the spray working on the inside, you have the cream working on the outside, and you may think, well, what else is there? The spray, the cream, what else is there? Well, everything is energy. We are energy, and energy vibrates, and it vibrates on a certain frequency. We understand that everything has a frequency. Your brain has a frequency, your heart has a frequency, your liver has a frequency, your kidneys, your lungs, everything has a frequency. But we know about frequencies, don't we? I mean, come on. We change the radio station in our car. I mean, we do realize that we're not really changing the station. We're changing the frequency. Well, let me give you another example. Have you ever just turned the dial on a radio tuner, went from one end to the next, hitting all the different stations? What do you hear in between the stations? You hear static. Have you ever had a radio station that wasn't on the station all the way good? It was a little bit off, and you adjusted the frequency and it came in loud and clear? Has that ever happened? Sure. What if there's certain issues we're dealing with that we got to just adjust the frequency? Maybe it's sleep, energy, male and female vitality, digestive issues, pain and inflammation, joint pain, empowerment, mental clarity, stress and anxiety. What I'm describing for you folks are these frequency discs. These frequency discs here are bioenergetic discs that you place on the left side of your body, a little Band-Aid looking thing. I don't know if you can see that right there. It's got a little sticky like a Band-Aid. You put it on the left side of your body and it aligns your frequency to adjust to a particular issue you may be dealing with. I mentioned a few of them: energy, sleep, pain and inflammation, digestive, mental clarity is one of my favorite, male and female vitality, electronic chatter, protecting you from the microwaves from your cell phone, the 5G towers, all of these things. So you've got the spray happening on the inside. You've got the cream working on the outside, and you have the body being aligned and bathed in the proper frequency to help you with a particular issue. What I'm describing for you folks, this honors God's design. It doesn't replace it. I'm not sharing with you a supplement. I'm not sharing with you medicine. I'm not sharing with you a vitamin. I'm not sharing with you any of that. What I'm sharing with you is nutrition. Now, I talked about spraying under your tongue. However, I lay it off with the example of an apple today and an apple 50 years ago, and do they have the same nutritional value? But this same spray, not only can you spray it on under your tongue, but you can power up that nutritional value that's been lost through some of the things we've identified on this broadcast. So what I'm sharing with you folks, quite simply, is you're able to spray this directly on your food. I'm talking about spraying it in your iced tea, your coffee, your smoothie, even your desserts. I'm talking about empowering your nutrition and powering it up. So not only is it happening on the inside, directly in the bloodstream, but it's also adding that nutritional value that was once lost for various reasons over time. So what I'm sharing with you, quite simply, are ways that you can improve your health and increase your strength to serve, your energy to lead. What we're sharing with you, quite simply, are, well, the scripture says, my people perish for lack of knowledge. Well, my goal today in coming here was to give you that knowledge, not to make a sale. I haven't even told you the name of the products. I'm just telling you that there is a spray, that there is a cream, and there is a frequency disc that can help you. Here's the great part. None of it's expensive. The spray is $87. The cream starts at $55. A 30-day supply of the frequency disc is $89. So all this is very, very affordable. No wonder the super elite have been benefiting from this for more than 50 years. Now, I want to thank Apostle Diane Washington, Pastor Carol, and of course, Miss Thelma Brown for having me here. And I want you to know that I'd like to do something special if I'm able to. I know we have a VIP section coming up. And what I'd like to do is I'd like to reveal more information about this. And Apostle Washington, if you, you know, I'm just being led to share some actual testimonies from people, real people just like you all watching today, that have heard the same thing I'm saying now, experienced what I'm talking about. And I don't think I have time on this broadcast, but we can figure something out. Well, maybe I can come back and give you another place to come or share some more in the VIP. Apostle, how do you think we should proceed?
You know what? Why don't you just give them a link or some place so they can come if they want to come later on this evening or something like that, maybe this afternoon, tonight.
Okay.
Um, and then you can kind of give them a place that they can come and show up, those who wants to hear a little bit more about it. First, let me give my testimony, if you don't
Yes,
mind.
yes, indeed.
If you don't mind, my blood pressure was running like 198 over 99, and I was on high blood pressure meds, and my hair was falling out, my legs were swelling up, and my blood pressure wouldn't go down, and they wanted to put me on more. I started having problems with headaches, started having problems with my heart, and I started also having problems with dizziness and things like that. My hair was falling out. And then I started having kidney problems where my kidneys was functioning at 40%. And so I only had one primary doctor, and then I ended up with two extra doctors, a heart specialist and a kidney specialist. And going to the doctor, to my kidney specialist, every other week in order to try to get the kidneys function back the proper way. Well, I started using that particular product. I started using it, and we're supposed to use it 3 times a day, 4 sprays 3 times a day. I was doing it 7, 8, 10. I had it in the bathroom, the bedroom, the car, my purse. And I'm not saying that the product did it. I'm saying that's the only thing that I did. I didn't do anything different. The only thing I did was use that product. And my blood pressure now is running 125 over 78 daily. That's usually, unless I get up on a lot of stress, it'll go up to 130, but it have not in a year and a half been up to the 199 and over 90. Not ever again. And so I thank you for introducing the products to me, and living product right here, living, walking, breathing. So if you can give them some information where they can go to this evening, and you can say whether at 8:30, 9 o'clock or something like that, and then people that's on Facebook and YouTube, if they can just come to that particular place tonight, and you can kind of like give them some more testimonies, not only mine but some other people that I know. My nephew, who had dementia and Parkinson disease, started taking it for 3 months. He had short-term memory, couldn't feed himself, started walking down the steps, feeding himself, watching TV, having conversation, getting in and out of the car, dressing himself. So the product is an excellent product. And like you said, it's from God's garden. And Ecclesiastes 11 says that life for the flesh is in the blood. I truly believe that. I truly believe if you get your blood straight, no disease can stay within your body.
You're
So
100% right. And I want to give that information, and I want to give everybody a chance to grab their pen and paper. But just let me ask you a question while you're doing that. Do you or anybody you know have high cholesterol, have
mm,
high blood pressure? Do you or anybody you know have cognitive disorders like dementia and Alzheimer's? Do you or anybody you know have diabetes, liver issues, kidney issues, autoimmune issues, Parkinson's? And just think about that. What if there's been something that God's created a long, long time ago, straight out of God's garden, that we are just now hearing about, that could be an answer, not just for you, but for a loved one as well? Now, by now, you should have your pen. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to invite you to a private Zoom webinar. I'm in Central Time, so it is about 10 minutes to 7 my time, 10 minutes to 8 Eastern Time. Let's meet an hour from the top of this hour. So that would be 8 o'clock Central, 9 o'clock Eastern. And I'm inviting you to go to Jet Set, which is JETSET, Web Show, WEBSHOW, jetsetwebshow.com. Put that in your URL. That'll take you straight there. Then the passcode is the word jet set, but all lowercase. So let me repeat that one more time. What you type into your URL is simply jetsetwebshow.com. It'll ask you to enter a passcode. The passcode is JETSET, JETSET, lowercase. Now, if you just want to know what the ID number is to join, I'll give you that as well. The ID number is 256-378-2367. Let me say it again. It is 256-378-2367. And just remember, folks, God has given us every herb for healing. Genesis 1 and 29 says, every seed-bearing plant, Ezekiel 42:12, leaves for healing. Not just chopped up plants, but the actual highest frequency molecules of the healthiest plants on earth could be inside of you, helping you to address the issues that you have. Apostle Diane Washington, Pastor Carol, Sister Thelma, I want to thank each and every one of you. It has been my honor to be here on Trinity Deliverance 40-Day Soul Journey. Thank you so, so very much. And again, I want to see each of you. What I'll do when you come back at 8 o'clock Central, 9 o'clock Eastern, I'll reveal the names of these products. I'll also share actual real people just like us, testimonials that I think will hopefully make a difference. It has been my extreme pleasure being here, and my only desire tonight is to provide you with solutions and answers for those things you're praying for. And I hope you hear my heart and my spirit, and my hats off to each of you. God bless you. Remember, the harvest is plenty, abundance is our birthright, and greatness is your destiny. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Pruitt. I appreciate you. I thank God that you are here tonight. You have been a blessing to me for the last 20 some years in my life, but in the last 2 years, I can say health wise, you and your wife have truly been a blessing to me. And I'm telling you, I'm not pushing anything or trying to sell anybody anything. I'm just being a walking, living proof of what the evidence is what's been happening to me. The product is plant-based, and the product is something that you can take along with your meds if you want to. The product is excellent. I'm going to get off and we're going to go in the afterglow and talk a little bit more. And there, everybody that's in there can ask questions to Dr. Pruitt. And we're going to talk a little bit more, but we're going to get off so you guys can get on that he invited to be on that special. I'm telling you, if you know anybody, anyone, and if you yourself just have questions and want to ask some questions, jump on there with him and get the answers that you need. If you want to, you can call me. You can reach out to us at TDCVisionCenter at gmail.com, and we'll let you get some more information on how to get in touch with Dr. Pruitt. But I'm quite sure if you go on with him, he's going to give you all the information you need, going to be overloaded with information because he's good at giving you information and telling you exactly what you need. So bye-bye for now, and we will definitely see you guys again tomorrow night. Bless you.